Well, here's something very interesting. This is a cage full of birds getting last treatment of air sac mite medication. Most of these guys were in the breeding shed when I treated everybody else, so they're just getting it now. If you look carefully, these are all of our familiar characters here, including Kelly, who I just took from the fledgling cage. They're done with her. But here's something very interesting. That right there is Blue. And Blue has been doing this weird thing for a few months, where when I take him and put him in this little travel cage down here and carry him to some other destination, something about being carried in the cage has, all of a sudden he freaks out and like has this little like seizure or something, where he starts screeching and squawking and rolls over on his side and acts very strangely. And I was like, wow, aren't we coming down with all the old age problems, right? Because this bird is at least 6 years old, maybe 7. So I just thought, you know, well, he's got some kind of, you know, old age seizure disorder happening or something like that. And certainly nothing I can do about that, right? Well, now, mind you, he's been doing this for a couple of months. Every time I go to transport him in that transport cage, something about being swung around in that thing would cause him to have this weird, like, seizure. To the point where, when I remembered, instead of transporting him in the cage, I'd simply hold him in my hand and stick him in my pocket. At which point, he did not have the little seizure thing and was just fine. He would recover from this little seizure within a couple of minutes of being put in a cage where he would stand on a stationary perch. So it was like, well, I don't know, that's weird. But, you know, when they get old, things happen, you know. So I didn't really think anything of it. You'll notice that there's somebody else in here. This is Royal and his oldest baby girl. This being Royal right here. Now, if you'll remember that during this last breeding session, Royal developed stargazers, where whenever he turned his body, his head would dip down. So he came in, so I just noticed now, as I went out and caught him and brought him in here and put him in, it's gone. His head is not moving around anymore. So both of these birds had some kind of a movement-based, perception-based problem, probably inner ear or something like that, so that when they moved the wrong way, it caused them to do weird things. Royal would do stargazers. Blue would kind of have a seizure and roll over on one side and start squawking. So this is their second treatment of air sac mites, and guess what? Blue just got carried in this cage because I forgot to carry him in my hand, and he didn't have a seizure. And Royal no longer has stargazers. So, I think I just found out that air sac mites can cause balance problems. Maybe they take over every part of the respiratory system, every part of it. They go in the air sacs, but they're also in their lungs, in their throat, in their nares, everywhere. So it makes sense that they would find their way into the inner ear and screw up a bird's inner ear balance. So they got one treatment and voila, they're cured. Isn't that interesting? I have never seen a bird recover from stargazers. I've had a couple of them myself, and I've heard of several other people with them, and they say just put them down. They don't ever get better. Well, now mind you, Royal's case was pretty mild. He wasn't like twisted around all the time. It was only when he turned his body that his head would swing around. So it was a little different. But Blue's, you know, dang, I thought he was having seizures or something, and now he's perfectly fine. So, very interesting. Air sac mite follow-up, paying off big time. So these guys are all in here getting their second dose, except for Kelly, who's getting her first. And then next week, she'll get her second. And the only birds left that need treatment will be the fledglings, who will get their first treatment before they go out to the big cage. Neon and Angel and their family, and Coco and Kobe and their family. Everybody else has been treated. So basically what I did was I treated the whole flock all at once, but I had a whole bunch of birds in breeding cages. So I'm waiting until they get out of the breeding cages and treating them and their chicks. So I should be done with this quarters air sac treatment in another week or so. So anyway, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Look at our babies over here. Yeah, you graduated. No mommies. No mommies anymore. You're like, help! Give me the mommies. Where's the mommy? Oh, it's football too cool. Look at that little baby. Isn't he handsome? He looks like his mama. Look at the shape on him. That's exactly what Breezy looks like. With the breast that sticks forward and the big poof on the top of the head. Oh, yeah. They made me some pretty babies. And look at that beautiful little dilute down there. Yeah, gonna start off my dilute line with you, getting outbred. And then my other two, this baby that Kelly brought up down here, the little regular green one. Okay, I'm looking up here. Now, if you'll remember, but he was 5 days behind in growth by the time I took him out of Breezy's nest, because she wasn't, the twins were getting all the food and he was missing out. So I've always kind of wondered, is he going to make up that size? So it's going to be real interesting to see if he gets as big as his two brothers. He looks like he might already be there, but I haven't weighed anybody or anything. It's just eyeballing it. He certainly has the feather, though. Goodness gracious. All right, that's it.